Hi, welcome to Ceramix Detailing. So in this video I'm going to go through a very effective but very safe method of cleaning the wheels on your car. Right, so a little bit of a whinge before we start. So I can't understand the mentality of some people who think that their wheels are absolutely invincible when it comes to throwing chemicals at them, but they take so much time and effort and care over the actual bodywork. For example, on wheels they'll throw acid wash at them, pre-citrus wash at them, iron fallout, I mean you name it, every chemical under the sun sometimes gets thrown at these wheels. When the reality is that the wheels on a car, especially a used car, are probably one of the most vulnerable parts of that vehicle, and I'll tell you why. So let's say your vehicle has passed through 2 or 3 different dealerships. One of the most vulnerable parts when it comes to damage are the wheels, because wheels get curbed all the time. So what these different dealerships will do is they'll bring somebody in, a mobile guy in, to refurbish the wheels. And with dealers, they pay a trade price, and that trade price is very low. So what the guys who come and do the wheel refurbs have to do, they either have to pack in as much work as they possibly can in the day, or they have to cut corners when it comes to the prep and also the application of the product. So in most cases, not in all, but in most cases, they'll use a 1K clear coat, which is basically just a one part clear coat which is air dried. One of the weakest and least effective clear coats on the market. And they'll do that because a dealership might only pay £250 to have all 4 wheels refurbed. And these guys are not going to start measuring out hardener, mixing it, have to throw away what they've not used to go on to the next dealership. So when you start putting things like acid wash and iron fallout remover, even though the iron fallout remover may say it's pH balanced or pH neutral, that has an effect on the clear coat, especially these weak 1K clear coats. The other thing is that when it passes through that dealership, maybe the brake pads need doing. So what the dealership will do, they'll go to, in the UK, place like Euro Car Parts, get the cheapest possible pads they can, and those pads start to produce brake dust almost instantly. I've seen new cars that have just been taken out for test drives, and when they come back, the wheels and the tyres are orange. So you've got that, so you've got the weak clear coat compounded with the really cheap disc brakes, which are producing so much brake dust, which eats into that clear coat constantly. Then gets to the customer looks at it, goes on YouTube, sees all these videos about these chemicals that you're throwing at wheels to keep them clean. They go out, buy a bunch of chemicals, and then they start to attack the clear coat as well. That clear coat stands no chance whatsoever. In my experience, and I've been valeting for quite a few years, if I look at the 3 most vulnerable parts of a car when it comes to cleaning the vehicle and the actual products that you're going to use, top will be exterior trim. That always gets a hammering, especially if the car's been through a local roadside scratch and shine, and they're using, you know, very powerful TFRs on that. It can get destroyed in the first wash. Second on the list are wheels, because of what I've just mentioned. There are very few second-hand vehicles out there that haven't had some form of wheel refurb. Now a factory finish wheel, that is quite robust, but again, as I said, second-hand vehicles, one of the first things a dealership will do is touch up the wheels to sell it. And then the third on the list is interior trim, and I'm talking about the highly polished interior trim, what we would call piano black. So the wheels sit second in line. So what I'm going to do in this video, I'm going to show you how we clean vehicles. I've been valeting for a lot of years. I have never had an acid-based or a high alkaline-based wheel cleaner in the vehicle or at the unit ever. Never felt the need to do that. If your wheels are so bad that the brake dust has eaten into the clear coat, no amount of cleaning is going to improve that. The wheel might look cleaner, but you've just destroyed whatever clear coat you had left. So they need a refurb. So as I said, let's go through the process. I'll show you what we use. We use a few quirky little items of equipment. to get in some of those difficult areas within the wheel, and I'll show you the chemicals that we use as well. Right, so let's have a look at some of the chemicals that we use on wheels and tyres. So for a standard wash where the wheel and tyre is in good condition but it's just contaminated with standard road film and dirt, we'll use car shampoo, the same car shampoo that we use on the outside of the vehicle. So this is a pH balanced car shampoo. We just put it in one of these snow foam applicators just for ease of use. Where we need a little bit more cleaning power, we'll use an all-purpose cleaner before we use the car shampoo, and this one is Flash Professional, which is by far the best all-purpose cleaner on the market. We dilute this at 40:1. Of course, that's my own opinion, but I have used quite a few. Well, we've got iron fallout on the actual wheel. We'll use iron fallout remover. This one is the Autosmart Red 7. I have used a few. This isn't particularly anything special, it's just we can buy this in bulk. Where we've got oil contamination, or we've got the white paste that we put onto the tyre before the tyre goes on, we need to emulsify that in order for the detergents to work in water. So we use just a standard dish soap or washing up liquid. That will emulsify any oil, it'll emulsify that paste, and we'll be able to clean it off successfully. Where we need additional cleaning power, where there's things on the wheel that we're not sure what it is, but we need it cleaning off safely, then we'll use this isn't what's in here, this is isopropyl alcohol, a 70% mixture, so 70% isopropyl alcohol, 30% water. And finally, once we've cleaned the wheel, we've rinsed it off, we then apply a polymer sealant to the wheels, and this gives and then obviously we dry the wheel afterwards. This gives nice hydrophobic effect, and it also gives some protection to the wheel until the next maintenance wash or valet. Right, I've already started cleaning this wheel, but I'll go back over it again just to demonstrate the purposes of the video. So this is a vehicle which is in good condition. It's just really a maintenance wash that we're doing on here, so we don't need any of those additional chemicals. Ironically, this is a vehicle that I think was about 80 or 90,000 pound new, and yet this is aftermarket finish on here, so these have been refurbished, which just proves my point, and probably refurbished with a 1K clear coat. So the first thing we do, and I've got some, just bring that, again, I'm not going to be using all this just for the purposes of the video. So the first thing I do is I take the bath sponge on the sponge side. I've got some of the car shampoo actually in the bucket with some water, and we don't even touch the wheel or tyre first. I always do the wheel arch first. Again, we can turn this over if we've got any stubborn marks on the wheel arch. Next thing I do is the actual tyre itself. There is no right or wrong way of doing this, it's just cleaning at the end of the day. Should be no snobbery involved. It's just that I do it this way so that obviously I'm hopefully improving the aesthetics of the car, but I'm also, more importantly, not missing anything. So once we've done the actual wheel, really important step is this lip going into the actual wheel itself on the tyre. We get that clean. Nothing worse than seeing a clean tyre, clean wheel, and an orange ring around here where the brake dust has been left on. Once we've done that, just apply our car shampoo through this snow foam applicator. And then my basic way of doing this now is working from outside to in. So I'll take our bath sponge again on the sponge side, we'll go all the way around the wheel. Going to use the brush, this is an AMG stamp, just want to make sure that's clear. And then again I'll work from outside to in, So the next thing to do is this profile and the lip inside. And one of the things that some people miss is the profile of this spoke actually goes into a point. So it means that if I clean this and pull the sponge out this way, or the cloth, I'm going to miss this triangular area here. And you see it so many times where a car's been cleaned and yet there's still brake dust left here. So I'm mindful of that. So as I come out, I'll actually go off at a 45-degree angle, just once, but just enough to get rid of that. Then go into the spoke. Again, this is an area that gets missed, and then back up. Then move on to the next one. 45 degrees into the spoke, and then back up, and then obviously I carry on all the way around the wheel, and I'm just literally doing this profile and the inside profile. Once I've done that, and this is a fairly clean wheel anyway, even before I started to clean it, I'll take the microfiber, and this has one of those dishes that I was talking about that goes behind the spoke, and the microfiber gets right into there and behind the spoke. It's important for us that we get behind the spoke as well, because at certain angles you can actually see that. And again, I'll go around and do that. If we bring this into play now, let's say that this vehicle hasn't been maintained very well. It's the first time we do it, and we've got a lot of brake dust build up in here that won't come away with the cloth. So we get this, we feed it around the back of the spokes, and without being too aggressive, literally just clean it like that, and it'll get a lot of that brake dust out. So again, I'm just going to move around and do all of that. Then once we've done that, go back with a sponge, and I'm going to be cleaning the face of these spokes and into the centre. Get the brush again around the wheel nuts, into the logo, and then we go on to the brake caliper. As I said, on certain cars, on high performance cars especially, where they've got, you know, just a few spokes on the wheel and you can see more of the dish, a lot of customers want that dish cleaning. Obviously that's an extra cost, but that's where this thing comes in, and it is absolutely ideal for this. You can reach right at the back. And as you can see, takes a lot of the brake dust off. And then obviously we need to rinse everything off, including the archway. Now I normally do this with a power washer, but I'm not going to set the power washer up just for the video. Once that's rinsed off, we then go around with our polymer sealant, just a quick spray, and then level all of that out. Once that's done, rinse off any excess, and then what we'd normally do is we'd move around, do all of the wheels, and we'd come back and dry them. So we dry the wheel first and then the tyre, not the other way around, because if this has got any tyre shine residue on it, you don't want to put that on a wheel you've just spent time cleaning. As I said, this polymer sealant, I think ours is Kosh Chemi. That'll keep it protected. until the next maintenance wash. Right, regarding tyre dressings, so we use two types. If this was a high performance car with a soft rubber compound tyre, and obviously the tyres are very expensive, then we use this product, which is liquid moly rubber protector, and again we apply that to a microfiber cloth and then wipe that on. For a standard maintenance wash, we use this tyre shine, and again I think this is Koshkemi. You have to be really careful with tyre shine. A lot of them contain kerosene. That is not great for tyres at all. And I'm just using a standard 1-inch decorator's brush to do that. We'll go around, we'll do all the 4 tyres. I'll just come back with a cloth and just make sure we haven't got any of the tyre shine residue on the tyre itself. So that's really it. That's a basic wheel and tyre cleaning process that we use. Now, I've shown you all different aspects here. If you're someone who has their vehicle maintained by a valeter, don't expect them to do everything. If it's just a standard maintenance wash that you're paying for, they certainly won't do the dish unless you tell them to, and then expect to pay extra for that, because obviously it takes extra time. But what I would expect to see is the wheel arches cleaned, the tyres cleaned and dressed, the face of the tyre of the wheel cleaned properly, and if you've got a calipers that are painted, I would certainly expect those to be cleaned as well. And then especially this dish on the inside, anything further in than the dish apart from the caliper, I wouldn't expect to happen. Now, some valeters don't wash the calipers. If that's the case with you, then you could always ask them to do it, and if they charge a little bit extra, they charge a little bit extra. So I hope that's of some use to you. If you've got any questions, put them in the comments below. Please subscribe to the channel, of course. It makes us all worthwhile, and if you've enjoyed this particular video, hit the like button. Thank you very much for watching.